more though. But does finish him off. Gets 2. Gets 3. What a hit that hits him 65%. Wow! And does it go in? It goes in! It goes in!
The widespread fight. 1v2, 4v1, 4v1, none!
Hello, Pio Nation. I hope you are doing well today. My name is Matt Williamson, and you are watching Marietta College Esports. So in a matter of moments, we're going to have both of our Fortnite teams compete in the third open of the NACE Starleague Fortnite Traditional Split Series. Now, our Navy team has already qualified for the championship next Saturday. So now the big question is, can our white team also qualify for the championship next Saturday? So we are going to find out this afternoon. So first and foremost, let's take a look at who will be playing today. So it is a duo setup. So we have 2 Fortnite teams. On Team Navy, we have freshman Spencer Showwater Static and freshman Colin Wetzel Erasers. Team White will be sophomore Nathan Long Tracks and sophomore Ian Wanas D9 Dozer. And then shout outs to our coaches, head coach Derek Games Grum, and Jacob Houghton, our Fortnite coach. But yeah, we already got the lobby code, so we have the 10-minute warning of when the first of 4 games will be starting. Now, what's going to be really interesting about this game is that both teams are in the same lobby. The past 2 weeks, they've been in different lobbies, so they were not going up against each other, but today they are going to be going up against each other. So it'll be very interesting to see how this goes. There are other schools that have multiple Fortnite teams in the same lobby, so we may see a little bit of like some NASCAR where they may be trying to work together or they may go at each other, but we'll see how things go. But let's go over a couple announcements since we have a few minutes before the game starts. So first of all, we do want to give a shout out to HyperX for being the official peripheral sponsor of Marietta College Esports. They have provided our facility with keyboards, mice, headsets, mouse pads, microphones. They're great quality. We got one of their Quad X microphones in our broadcasting room right now. So if you want to check out some HyperX gear, please be sure to go to hyperx.gg/MariettaES. The QR code is up on your screen. We also want to give a shout out to Over the Moon Pizza for their support. Every Tuesday and Thursday, they have their game night at their restaurant on Front Street in Marietta, where they'll have a Nintendo Switch available so you can play some Mario Kart or some Super Smash Brothers while getting a good deal on pizzas or calzones or sandwiches or drinks. And on Tuesdays, they will be airing our matches that will be streamed. So you can go over there next Tuesday and cheer on our Overwatch team as they compete in stuff. So yeah, go check them out. First, we want to thank all of our partners. I want to give a special shout out to Buy Blue Lights. Right now, our Overwatch team is participating in the Buy Blue Light Invitational. They played against Arizona earlier. They did not win, but they are now playing. I can't remember if it's Maryland or Hassan, but they're in the middle of that right now as we speak. And our Rocket League team will be participating in a separate Buy Blue Light Invitational around 5 o'clock. Unfortunately, we're not able to stream those because we're streaming Fortnite right now, but we'll try to keep you posted with how that goes. And we also want to give a shout out to Elgato for providing the face cam so you can see our students as they're competing. We want to thank Incrediwear providing the athletic compression sleeves and socks and other compression wear. We want to thank Kovacs for providing the aim training software, and we want to thank MSI for providing monitors as well as additional equipment. Of course, we're always looking for more students for our esports program. So we have varsity titles in Fortnite, League of Legends, Overwatch 2, Rainbow Six Siege, Rocket League, Super Smash Brothers, and Valorant. We have our facility here at the Gathering Place on campus. We have several coaches that are they're volunteer coaches, and they're taking time out of their busy schedules to help our students. So we are so thankful for our volunteer coaches. We also try to provide academic and wellness support. We're making sure they're doing well in the classroom, and we also try to do weekly lessons that can be applied to esports, the classroom, or even outside of college. And scholarships are available for high school seniors and college transfers. So for more information, you go to our link tree, linktr.ee/Marietta Esports. It has links to all our social media channels. It has links to sign up for tryouts. So speaking of signing up for tryouts, I mean, we do have tryouts upcoming March. It's hard to believe that we are just less than a week away from March already in 2024, but we will have tryouts in person on Saturday, March 16th, as part of the Navy Blue and White Day. And we'll also have online tryouts on Sunday, March 24th, through our Discord server. So if you're a high school senior or a college transfer, it's a 3-step process. So first, you would fill out our recruitment inquiry form at bit.ly/mcrecruit. Then you would sign up for the tryout at bit.ly/MC Esport tryout. Now, during a part of that, our head coach, Derek Games, may be reaching out to you to talk to you a bit more about the program so you kind of know what the college is like, what the esports program is like, just making sure that we have everything good to go for your tryout. And then join our Discord server at bit.ly/Pio Discord. It's actually open to anyone. It's not just for prospective students. So if you want to hop in, just say hi, feel free to do so, or ask if anyone wants to play some games. We do have quite a few people who are outside the program that are constant contributors to our Discord server, so feel free to join it. And then, of course, if you are a high school that has an esports program, or you know you have students that are interested in learning more about what we have available, feel free to contact our head coach, Derek Games. We got his contact information right there for you. His email address, his account on X, formerly known as Twitter, and on Discord. But we can arrange virtual visits where we can speak with your entire program or specific students through Discord or Zoom or Teams or Google Meet or any platform that you are comfortable with. But that way we have a chance to reach out and talk to your students directly about our program. And then finally, thank you all for your support. Thank you for watching our channel. Thank you for following. Thank you for giving. Thank you for subscribing. It is one of our main sources of revenue. In the collegiate scene, esports budgets are not as plentiful compared to some of the bigger athletic teams. So we're doing everything we can to raise funds to give our students opportunities to travel to different events, whether it's to get additional equipment. We did our Day of Giving stream last week, and we raised about $1,000 after winning an additional prize. So every little bit helps. But there are ways to help support our program at no additional cost to you. For instance, if you have Amazon Prime, you can connect it to a free Twitch account, and that will give you Prime Gaming, which gives you all sorts of perks, such as free in-game items for specific games, or you can get free games themselves, or even an opportunity to play some cloud-based games. But it also gives you a free sub that you can use every month. So when you go to the Twitch channel, or any Twitch channel for that matter, there's a little button that says subscribe. Normally you would pay $5 every month to subscribe to that channel. But there's a little checkbox that says use my Prime Gaming sub, and that allows you to sub to that channel without paying that $5. So you get the benefits of subbing without paying, and we receive the revenue as if you did pay for it, even though you really didn't. The only difference between that and a regular sub is you do have to remember to renew it every month. It doesn't automatically renew like a traditional sub. So you just have to make sure that you are doing that. All right, so I am getting the 1-minute warning. So I think we are going to be starting very soon. So I'm just going to double check a few things to make sure everything is good on my end before we get this match underway. And I'm going to pull up one more thing here just to make sure that I got the correct information. So just be patient with me 1 second here. I want to just adjust this right here, just this. We'll do that. And let's just do that just to make sure everything there is updated. There we go. All right, I think we are just about ready to get started. So I'm going to go ahead and swap over to the overlay. I know we have been working on improving the quality of our streams. We've been working on trying to, especially with Fortnite, because we have two teams that definitely added a layer of complexity to our setup to be able to showcase two different teams at the same time. I think we got some of the kinks worked out. I don't know if we'll have everything worked out here, but I'm going to check on all the settings. So let me take a look here. let's see. Oops. I think some of the audio is working, but I probably need to do... There we go. All right, let me set up a couple more things here so we can start hearing some of the stuff. That. Okay, I want that off. That on, that on. Now we're going to hear two different audios at the same time, so this can be a little chaotic. But alright, so we're going to have Team Navy on the blue side, or the left side. We're going to have Team White on the right side. Alright, I think we have audio's good to go. May need to adjust the volumes a little bit just to make sure it's not super loud. Okay, let's adjust that there. Adjust that there. Okay, lower that. Just to make sure volumes are well within control. And I don't know if we're getting the audio for Racers. Looks like we're having some FPS issues from his end. So I'm going to have to take a look at that. But they are have touchdown. And I will admit, I don't know a whole lot about Fortnite, so I don't know anything about locations. But yeah, it looks like we're having some FPS issues from Eraser's end. We are going to still try to see how things are going, but looks like D9 and Tracks are trying to collect some items. They're off on a little island, it looks like. As a reminder, they are in the same lobby, so they are in the same area. So we'll see if they end up running into each other. And it looks like Erasers and Static are on a boat. So insert the I'm on a boat jokes. Alright, let's see here. Audio. I'm still working on the settings here to make sure everything is good. Just trying to collect some materials. Let's get this back down here. And it looks like the FPS issues is taken care of for Erasers, although his camera is not facing him, so we're not going to necessarily see him. Either that or the camera kind of went kaput, so sometimes that does happen. Looks pretty good right there. Just making sure you guys can hear everything all right. All right, I think that's pretty good settings here. All right, yeah, it looks like Eraser's camera is working. He just did not point it at himself, so I'm not so sure what's going on there, but alright, I'm been trying to get the audio settings while everyone's just collecting materials right now, because that's all you do in the early game. It's not a whole lot of action unless people just spawn in the same spot. But it's like the area is pretty much isolated for both teams. So we're just seeing everyone trying to collect some items. Yeah, nothing too exciting right now. You see Trax has a couple of blue items and trying to get his shields up. D9 Dozer maybe look at the fish for a couple of those blue fish. Does get one right there. And we're going to start seeing the storm moving in. Team White is still in a good position, although Team Navy is going to have to move a little bit, but they're still gathering a bunch of gold. He's started getting as much gold as possible, because that's going to help out later on if they need to go to a shop to buy additional items. For those like cases where you can buy like epic or legendary weapons. So probably going to try to collect as much gold as possible for that. See Trax is just collecting more steel. I mean, when you get to the late game, you need to have materials. If you don't have any resources, you're not going to get very far. Those will pick up that big chug just to have that extra shields, because shields are critical in this. Actually, he drops it in the last second, so you might be looking at something else that's just as important. Trax will bring the med pack just in case. Dozer is okay. I see. He probably dropped the big chug so he can collect, do some more fishing, because they do have some time before they have to start moving in. And looks like there might be something going over on Team Navy's side. I don't know if it was an NPC or if it was another player. But it looks like there's already been some eliminations from Team Navy. So actually, I need to update the score. I think they do have 3 kills already. And I missed that while trying to adjust the audio settings. Yeah, they do have 3 kills. So very great job there by Team Navy. Team White does not have any eliminations. That's because they're just kind of by themselves. But now Team Navy is in the storm, but they're going to use that launch pad to just fly away from there. But now they got about a minute and a half before they have to move, but looks like they're going to have to go quite a bit of distance. But they have a good amount of resources. They do have the shockwave grenade as well. They got the pizza. They got a couple things to help with their shields and get some distance. But now Team White, they're still collecting some resources. They don't have to move yet. They got about a minute before they need to start thinking about it. Unfortunately, the range is in a pretty good spot for them. But now I see Team Navy is in the van. Looks like the camera has been fixed, so now we will be able to see erasers. But Team Navy is just going to be riding along. But it looks like shots are fired near them, so they're going to try to get away from that, because if you don't have to take a fight, you don't need to. So speaking of taking fights, Team White is under attack right now. Trax is trying to build up some walls and then going to use a window to try to get out of there. Meanwhile, D9 Dozer doing the same thing. Trax is trying to disrupt the other team. He knows that they're right above him. He's looking for the opportunity. He does have to replenish his shield because he's extremely low in health already. Does not have any other ways to heal. And the storm's going to start moving. And Trax is at full health though. So can he find an opportunity to get some picks? He's actually going to give a fish over to D9 Dozer so he can heal right back up. Gets to about half health, but they still don't have a whole lot of healing. But they know that other team is right above them. So they're waiting very patiently, but that storm's going to start closing in. They're going to have to move soon. So I think they're going to try to find a way to sneak out from below. And they're going underneath the stairs. And they're going to work their way around, it looks like. Meanwhile, static erasers are still just driving along, so there's not much going on over there for them. All the action is going on over at Team White. But that storm's going to start moving in. D9 Dozer was able to get another heal in, which is great. He's down at 75 health. Trax is able to get out, but he's taking a couple shots from the shield. Storm is starting to close in, though. He's building up more forts if he can to try to stay alive. And D9 Dozer, he's stuck in the storm, taking a lot of shield. He lost his shield and is down to just 1 HP, and he's going to get knocked down, and I don't see how he's going to get revived. Trax is going to have to get away from there. And Team Navy is actually nearby, maybe looking to try to give Trax a hand, but D9 Dozer has been eliminated, and I don't see how he's going to be able to get revived by Trax. The Team Navy is just kind of keeping an eye, so it doesn't look like they're going to be fighting against each other, which does make sense. But Trax is going to be by himself for Team White, and they do not have any eliminations yet. So we're going to have to see how Trax responds to this. Meanwhile, Team Navy is just hanging out by the storm, maybe looking to see if there's any movement and catch the those who did finish off D9 Dozer, and they do spot one. Shots are fired, and the Racers try to take him out, getting a couple hits in, but not enough to finish him off. The storm is going to start closing in, so they are going to have to. Well, it's not moving just yet. They got about 44 seconds, it looks like. You know, Trax is trying to get some healing up. Now he's at almost full shield. The Racers and Static will be driving away. But it doesn't look like they're going to get very far with that car. Looks like they're going to take another way around the town. And it flips over. And it flips right back up. Okay, how convenient. Now they're on the road. You know, Trax is looking, he's going into the storm. He's actually going to try to get the reboot card for D9 Dozer. I mean, at this point in the game, the storm doesn't do an insane amount of damage. So he will get the reboot card. So now can he find a vehicle, a reboot van, to bring back D9 Dozer? He sees a couple, but now that storm's going to start closing in, so he needs to find an opportunity to revive, but he doesn't have a whole lot of health. I mean, he has some health. He's at about 65. But and he finds a reboot van right there. He may try to use this one. Going to build around it to just get some extra shield. But he is going to attempt to reboot D9 Dozer. He's still taking a lot of damage, and he does not have anything to heal himself. But he will get the reboot off. But now he needs to get out of there. The D9 Dozer is back, but of course he's in the storm too. He doesn't have a whole lot of resources, so he's going to try to collect what he can find. Maybe a couple of bandages. Trax is going to try to collect some resources, but yeah, they're going to pass some bandages to each other to try to heal back up. And there is, yeah, I thought that was a med kit for a second there, but it's not. But he will bandage himself up. It helped a little bit, but they got to keep going. Meanwhile, Team Navy is just kind of sitting in a brush to see if anyone comes by. The D9Os are trying to get out of the storm, and they're pretty close. I think they're going to be fine, but they still have a whole lot of damage taken. They're going to have to find some healing items somewhere. But they are now out of the storm. And Team Navy is now under fire, and they may be looking to fight back. You see Static putting up the walls. We're seeing a lot of fighting going on, but there's another kill for Team Navy. Actually, they took down both of them. So they're already at 5 kills for this first game. And as a reminder, there are 4 games in this matchup. And we do see Trax going after the chicken, because that's going to provide some help. They got a campfire going. D9 Dozer does spot something, pinging them out. You know, Static may have noticed something too. Are they actually close to each other? I think they're relatively close to each other. Yeah, they're in close proximity, so they're gonna have to make sure they don't necessarily shoot each other. Team Navy does spot someone by the city, so they're gonna hide in that brush. They're completely safe as the storm moves in. Team White is pretty much safe now. D9 Dozer could use a little bit more shields, but you gotta do what you can when you've been revived. Although, shoutouts to D9 Dozer's backpack, the Dragon Ball radar. That's awesome. You know, Team Navy is keeping an eye out on the city, see if any movement goes on. Okay, so everything's pretty quiet right now. Team Navy's still at 5 eliminations. Team White has not gotten any eliminations, but they're just trying to, I think, go for placements at this point. Just staying alive. Looks like there are 54 participants remaining in this lobby. And it's just pretty quiet at this point. Meanwhile, D9 Dozer and Trax are trying to collect more materials because since D9 Dozer went down, lost a lot of resources, so they're trying to get as much back as they can. And Team Navy's under fire, so they're going to get back in their van and try to hightail it out of there. Plus, they know where the new safe zone is. And you know what? Let's just get a better vehicle. Why not? If you can ride in style, do so. Although now he's kind of stuck. Static stuck. Don't know if they're going to be able to use that vehicle anymore. Eraser's maybe looking to try to take out that car, or at least deal a little bit of damage. There is a chest over there, but I think Eraser's going to go for the car. Static is not going to go for the chest. Interesting. Guess they feel pretty good about the items they have. Meanwhile, Team White has some defenses up. They might have spot someone. And they do see gunshots past the lake. But yeah, there's going to be heading for this little boat in the middle. There is a chest there. So can he get some things? And he might have been under fire. But he is going to get a couple of items from that chest. The Team Navy is still just cruising along. They're in that safe zone. Actually, both teams are in the safe zone right now. But right now, Team White is just kind of waiting in their shelter. No need to move around. We do see D9 Dozer does have a legendary assault rifle, which is very nice. Trax doesn't have a whole lot. He's got a gray sniper rifle and a couple of blues. Right now, only 52 participants remain, so still not a lot of action taking place. And I'm going to guess that's intentional in this game because it is a critical one. For those teams that have not qualified for the championship, this is kind of their last opportunity to qualify. So they're going to want to try to collect points. They want to be more cautious. I think teams were more ambitious in the first Open a couple weeks ago, whereas now they're going to be playing a lot safer because each game is critical. They want to get as many points as possible, so they're not going to take as many risks compared to the earlier Opens. And those are going to try to collect some resources, but there were some shots behind from them, so they're going to try to run away, knowing that there may be some teams going after them. And looks like Eraser is having some issues again, so trying to adjust his settings in the meantime to make sure that everything is good. Storm is going to start closing in with about 50 seconds remaining. Meanwhile, Team White's just kind of hanging out, and Team Navy doing the same. Actually, I think they're kind of hanging out in the same area. Yeah, if I look at the mini-maps, they're actually pretty close to each other. Dax and Trax are going to notice some people walking by. Yeah, a lot of gunshots are being fired. Razor's maybe looking for some potential picks. And he gets some damage onto one. I think he was able to take out the shield. Back maybe looking to try to finish him off in between the trees. Gets one hit, gets two, gets three, gets a knock. Now let's see if that turns into an elimination. And those are trying to go after, or at least break some walls. And I think that was an elimination for Team Navy, so that's going to be 6 kills in this first game. Racers is sliding over. There are 47 participants in this first game. Now we see what that safe zone is. Team Navy's heading straight over there. Team White's going to have to start moving. They're looking to see if it's safe, but there's someone building right in front of them. So they're going to see, Team Navy is going to have to be mindful of where everyone's at. They're kind of like smack dab in the middle of everything. And there's a storm surge coming. So there is going to be a warning coming out where they're going to have to start fighting in order to avoid elimination. So this might be a new mechanic. I don't remember I've seen this warning before, but I think this is the part where there's so many storms where they're going to say, okay, now you got to start fighting or you might start taking damage. I'm going to have to take a look at this. But the storm is going to start coming in a lot faster. They are still in their shelters. Obviously, Dion Dozer is actually knocked down, and he's going to be eliminated by the storm. And it looks like Team White is out. So they placed 21st and not get any eliminations. I'm going to have to look up this storm surge mechanic. While Team Navy is still up. There are still about 38 participants remaining. Okay, so I'm looking in here. So if there's too many people alive in a particular zone, the ones who've done the least damage will be affected by the storm surge. So it is a mechanic designed to encourage people to fight. So it might be the case that since Team White was not being able to get a lot of mechanics, Storm Surge was basically saying, hey, you got to start dealing some damage or the storm's going to start taking you. Wow, static, and actually there was another elimination while I was double checking the rules for that. The Racer's just having 6 eliminations himself, trying to take out as many as possible. But yeah, see the Storm Surge, it deals 25 damage every 5 seconds. So notice if you're not doing damage, you're pretty much dead in about 20 seconds. See, Racers gets a big hit, but not enough to finish him off. Takes some shield damage. Now, Static does have some pizza, and will be throwing that down to try to get the shield replenished. But they are surrounded, it looks like. They're going to try to get out and see if they can take down several. But Static takes a big hit and loses his shield. Still alive, though. Razor's looking for some picks. He's at 6 eliminations. Static's going to have to maneuver in and out of the storm, but the storm is hitting hard at this point. And so Static is trying to heal back up, but that storm's going to be coming right on top of it. It's just a very small space. 14 participants remain. Team Navy is probably in the top 7. The Racers getting a couple of hits onto a shield, but Storm's going to start moving once again. And Static has been eliminated, so it's just Erasers that's left for Team Navy. 12 participants remain now. So can Erasers close this out? I'm not so sure why the audio for Erasers is a little odd. I'll have to double check some settings after this game. But he's going to be falling down and looking for some openings. Trying to continue the build, but now that storm's closing in once again. Versus trying to deal some damage, but takes a big hit and gets away out of range of the storm, but he's weaving in and out of it. Now at the bottom, 5 participants remain. He actually get a couple kills. And gets healed up, does not have any shields. But with that storm always moving, it's just very difficult to heal. 4 participants remain. Can Erasers close this out and get a victory royale? He's going to take out some platforms, and he gets eliminated, finishing 3rd with 9 kills. So a very good round for Team Navy. But I know that they're hoping to... I know the team is hoping to try to get some points for Team White. Unfortunately, by placing 21st, it is not enough to get any points. But still, very good showing from Team Navy. But part of Team White was just... The Pioneers are going down very early on trying to recover. But that Storm Surge mechanic is something that the Pioneers are going to have to be mindful of. Is if they're trying to stay alive. But once that Storm Surge comes in, they're going to have to make some plays. Otherwise, they'll be eliminated in a very short amount of time, which is what happened to Team White. All right, we're going to take a quick break as we get things set up for the lobby for Game 2. So don't go away. We'll be back in a few minutes. All right, and welcome back. We are getting into game 2, so let's get this underway. So let's see. Everyone is in. So it's going to be a matter of how well can Team White respond to the first game, because they are going to need points if they do want to move on to the championship next week. Obviously, Team Navy is going to qualify, and I think their plan is to just try to eliminate as many opponents as possible to help Team White get placement points, which is perfectly fine. There's no rules as you can. But Team White still needs to be able to win their fights. And I guess we found out that when D9 Dozer went down, it was actually Erasers that took him down. Just because when everyone's all grouped up and it's chaotic and people are shooting at each other, you just don't know who your opponents are until it's too late. We're going to see Team White is already farming at that little island. And meanwhile, Team Navy is going to be heading towards the boat, it looks like, but they may not be alone this time. Looks like the game art is just a little quiet here. Might have to adjust the volume a little bit. It's a little bit better. Everyone's just collecting materials at this point. The Razor's gonna take out a lot of these slurp kegs to get some shield up. And we're gonna see where that first storm placement will be. And Team Navy is in a very good spot. Team White just a little on the outside edge of it, but it's still perfectly fine. Let's see. Tracer's getting stuff already. Static collecting materials, Trax collecting materials, but a lot of gray weapons from Track, which is very unfortunate. Not finding high quality weapons. Neither is D9 Dozer finding any good weapons, and right now Erasers and Static are in really good position. D9 Dozer does find a couple of shield mushrooms, so he's going to use that to heal up, but it seems like Team White may be starting to move away from the island. They're just trying to find some decent items for this, because they are going to have to start thinking about moving in about a minute. Looks like Team Navy may be in a bit of a skirmish. Stash gonna get his shield back up. Just trying to keep track of everything that's going on. And we do see that Trax did get a med kit from Solid Snake. Nothing a whole lot going on right now. Storm is starting to move in. And we see Team White's pointing out where they're going to be heading next. Well, Team Navy's just going to be hanging out on that boat because they don't really need to go anywhere else. That's just kind of keeping an eye out to see where things are. Now Team Navy is going to be moving out, looks like. Well, Team White is just going to continue to collect some resources. There's a chest there. Materials. You know, Racers is checking to see if anyone is by, but it's pretty clear so far. We don't see any foot tracks. Well, there is someone nearby actually. Someone is parachuting in, so they're gonna fall back and maybe look to go around for a possible flank. Actually, several parachuting around. And then the next storm placement is going to be in about a minute and a half. Once again, Team Navy in a very good position. Team White will have to move, but they're slowly working their way. They're going to be looking for some more chests to try to get some better items. They do have a couple of shields and some fish, but it's not a whole lot. Well, was there an elimination? I can't tell if Team White actually got an elimination. I saw eliminated, but it doesn't look like they got credit for it. So someone else must have just died. There are 71 participants in the lobby right now. Tracks and Dinos are going to go into the vaults. This is actually a good spot. Now they're getting a bunch of good items. So great play there by Team White to just get into the vault, get a lot of gold, get a couple of purples. And that gold's going to be very useful if they can find one of those containers where they can buy some stuff. While Team Navy is trying to get out of the area, and Erasers may be chasing after someone. Static is not too far behind. He's going to be looking at some close range combat, taking out a little bit of the shield. And it looks like they're going to pick up a couple of things, and they did in fact get that elimination, so that is going to be one for Team Navy. Static getting that kill. You know, Tracks and Dinos are on the motorbike trying to get away, but they're going to get into the safe zone. They're going to be fine. And get a nice little backflip there. Look at D9 Dozer pulling off those tricks. Someone clip that. Well, Trax is just kind of riding along though. He's going to stop by and pick up this chest. There's a med kit in there. So they're going to leave that behind. They don't need it. They're going to go up the bridge. Now Team Navy's just going to back away at that rock and start heading towards the edge of the safe area, which is actually a pretty good move because a lot of times you want to be near the edge because people are running away from the storm trying to get into the safe zone, so that could be an opportunity to find some picks. Alright, Team White just heading over towards the mountain with there's a bridge over there, so they're just going to hang tight there, look for anyone coming by. And Team Navy is going to spot a couple people, and they may actually in the middle of a fight there. No, they're just jumping around. They are right next, and Static and Eraser is going to be looking to get the jump on this other team, taking some shield damage. Eraser does put up the shield there. Meanwhile, D9 Dozers decide what. Oh, they're both looking at emotes, although D9 Dozer seems to be under fire. Trax is looking as well. But another kill for Team Navy, this time going to going to Erasers. So they don't get one of those two people. So 67 participants remain in the lobby. Stacks is going to heal right up, but both the Erasers are full on health. Yeah, Dozer and Trax are in good health, so they're going to start making their way into the safe area. You still have plenty of time before the storm moves in. It's not going to start moving for about a minute. I almost said an hour. That's way too long. Okay, so they're just kind of moving around, but they're definitely in different spots of the map. You can kind of gauge where they're at just by looking at the two mini maps. But they are both in the safe zone. See Team Navy's over by the little house there. Meanwhile, Team White has found one of those capsules, and even though they're blue, there could be some good things from there. So they're going to try to see if they can capture this and claim some good items. Now the storm will start moving in. There's the waiting for that capsule. Okay, so they get a couple blues, a couple chugs, and some ammo. We're replacing a couple of items there. Kind of hanging tight right now. Not a whole lot of reason to go out and engage. While kills are beneficial, you do get a point for every kill. You do get points for placement. So right now for Team White, they want to stay alive as long as possible to get those placement points. Getting the kills are great, but it is risky. Navy is just hanging out on that boat, still safe from the storm. And Team White is going to spot a couple people heading towards the town, but I don't think they're going to engage. There's another cache for Team White. It's another blue cache, but it is still something. So they're going to start that up and see if they can grab some things. Meanwhile, Static Eraser is just kind of chilling out because they don't need to do anything. There are gunshots near them. Looks like Eraser's is going to check it out. He looked up, he went, nope, and he went back down. Storm will start moving in. And not a whole lot at this point. White's just waiting for that cache to deploy. There are now 61 participants remaining. Alright, so they're getting a couple things, some materials, a few blue weapons. That will help them out to be able to do some more damage. They are just hanging tight. Storm is going to start moving in. Team White's going to work their way around. Going to use that jump pad to fly over. Meanwhile, Team Navy, they're going to have to leave that boat soon. We do see some people hanging over, and they're under attack. Erasers falls into the water. Stacks are trying to build up some stuff and trying to get back into the fight. And Team White may be in a bit of a fight themselves. Racers does notice someone up there. D9 Dozer taking a couple shots at a player, taking away some of their shield. And there is a car driving around, but looks like whoever they were fighting did get away. Meanwhile, Team Navy, they're still on the boat. I'm trying to keep an eye on where people are at. Razor's trying to go for a pick. Does not get it. And Team White will drive off into the sunset. Or at least to the safe zone. Meanwhile, Team Navy is going to have to hightail out of there. But Racers does have a way to dash through. I'm not sure about Static though. He can slide. That's about all he's got. He does not really have any mobility. There is a motorbike. We'll see if he takes it. He does take it. And he's going to use that to get some mobility. Racers will get some wood from the tree in the meantime. Everyone is safe for now. Storm will start moving in about 34 seconds. I think there's like 53 participants remaining. They do kind of have their forts set up, although Team Navy will have to relocate soon. And now we're going to see Eraser start to make his break. And Statix is shortly behind him. And there's a chicken over there. They're going to ignore the chicken. You see Racers has spot someone. Maybe looking for an opportunity to chase him down. And they are going to be in of a fight. They do get a little damage on those shields. But now they got to get some walls up themselves. Meanwhile, Team White is also in the middle of a fight. I don't think they realize how close they are to each other. They may accidentally shoot each other again. Storm is going to start moving in. And with 50 participants, over 50 participants, we may see a storm surge soon. Where it's going to force everyone to fight. And there is a car driving around. More shots are fired. Team Navy is going to be moving to another safe spot. But not quite safe just yet. 40 seconds, the storm will start moving, but the Racers does see him walking over. Try to get a little bit of wood right there, but they may start to engage. They're going to chase down this other team. Shots are fired. Trax is driving that van. taking some damage, but they are fine. Although I did realize that D9 Dozer does not have any shield right now, which is very dangerous. Erasers takes a big hit, loses half of his shield. But he will get that shield back up. So he'll be fine. Meanwhile, D9 Dozer is going to scarf down some pizza. And he's got that fish as well. So he's going to get healed back up. There are now 47 participants remaining. But now the storm surge warning is in effect. So what's going to happen here is every 5 seconds, they're going to take 25 damage. So after 20 seconds, they will die if they do not start dealing damage. So now we're seeing a lot of engagement going on. And Erasers is trying to get everyone's shield replenished. We're getting a little bit of FPS issues, but with 41 participants in one spot, they are being forced to fight. Yeah, those are trying to deal some damage to that truck. Looks like the storm surge warning has expired, so they did survive it. But now Team Navy is going to be heading over to the safe zone. Team White's on the other side. Storm's going to start moving in 20 seconds. Still 40 participants remaining, and Static gets knocked. And Erasers needs to try to get him to safety. Actually, no, wait. No, that's some, no. I'm wrong with that. What's going on here? Yeah, Static is down and just now spectating Erasers. And there are a lot of people above tracks trying to move up. Yeah, those just looking for an opportunity for picks as well, but everyone is collapsed in one spot. And 38 people in such a very tiny zone, so it's going to be super chaotic here. Team White just wants to stay alive as much as possible. Erasers wants to try to take out as many people as possible. But here comes that storm. Trax and D9 Dozer will get away and try to build another spot. Yeah, it's just very chaotic at this point. Trax is trying to get some ammo. There's a chest that was not grabbed before. And D9 Dozer gets knocked down and he will be eliminated. So now it's just Trax that's left for Team White. And at this point, there's not going to be any opportunity to pull off a reboot with so many people left. 37 people remain. Yeah, those are trying to get his shield back up. He's going to have to leap away. Meanwhile, Static is looking for an opportunity. Tries to go get into the high ground. Gets away and safely gets out of the storm. Another storm surge warning is coming into effect. 37 people. D9 Dozer takes a couple of hits. But now they have to deal some damage to not die. And Trax is going to get taken down. So another 21st finish. And you can sense the frustration. And no eliminations and finishing 21st. Erasers is going to try to heal up, but he's not going to have an opportunity. There's someone right in front of him. Now there's less than 30 people remain. Not doing a whole lot of damage himself. Let's see, Erasers trying to heal back up. People are dropping left and right. 21 people remain. Erasers trying to get out of the storm surge, and it's in the middle once again, but that safe area is so small. It's just astonishing how many people are still alive in a very small contested zone. Racers gonna get one pick. So now they're at 3 kills for Team Navy. Gonna be looking for more. He's gonna see someone right in front of him. And it pops up the wall right away. Now there's about 15 participants remaining. Racers are gonna leap away, bounce in and out of the storm, but he's completely shieldless. And right behind him, he does get taken out. Will finish 8th with 3 kills. That will be the second game for the Pioneers. I mean, Team White tried to do everything they could to stay alive, but everyone else was focused on surviving. So when you're in that little small space, a lot of things can happen. But all right, so we're going to take another break. It should be about another 5 to 10 minutes before we get into Game 3. So don't go away. We'll be back in just a little bit. right, and welcome back. It looks like we are going to be getting into Game 3 very soon. The lobby has already started up. So let's go ahead and get over here. But so far the story has been Team White trying to get placement points, but not really getting a chance. They have not had any eliminations and finished 21st in their first 2 games. So they only have 2 games left to have a good showing to qualify for the championship next week. So all eyes are going to be on D&I Dozer and Trax for Team White. Meanwhile, we'll see how Team Navy will play this round. Maybe look at some ways to try to keep Team White alive. They're having a little bit of an FPS issue from D9 Dozer, but it looks like it's fixing itself. So they are going to be nearby, but not quite nearby, actually. Looks like they're going to go to the same spawn point, or I shouldn't say spawn point, the same starting point before. Race has already taken out one of the NPCs. They're going to be collecting some chests to get some items and some gold. Well, tracks the end of their same spot or from the previous games. The D9 was actually going to the outer areas. You can see if there's resources or other things. Trax does notice some movement nearby. Meanwhile, Team Navy will be collecting some items and some gold. So they're having some FPS issues with the racers, but it seems like it is fixing itself. Checking things on my end to see if there's any problems, but it looks like everything here is okay. So D9 Dozer is going to be getting out of there. And Trax following shortly afterwards, after seeing that there is some contention going on over by that house on the island. They just do not want to be a part of that fight yet. So they're going to try to get some distance. See a couple chests, so we see Team White trying to get as much as they can. And Trax already taking a bunch of damage. It's a big knock though. Great headshot by Trax. D9 Dozer's looking to try to finish him off. It's going to have to use some cover, but it looks like they're going to get flanked. So now they're going to have to move around. And Trax is already knocked down. And he's already been eliminated. D9 Dozer trying to go away, but they just get collapsed on, and they finish 44th. But that is not the start that they're going to be looking at. They're probably going to go ahead and regroup, because no point in kind of waiting around, because they only got 1 game left to try to qualify. But that is so unfortunate that like 2 different teams collapsed on them. Forced him to retreat, but then get flanked to the other side. Well, Stag does see someone trying to swim away. Racers will collect some more items. Looks like there's already been an elimination by Erasers for Team Navy. And it looks like it looks like something changed in his settings, so I'm going to have to adjust that going to Game 4, because I cannot see his eliminations or placements, unfortunately. I think I could do a few things on my end to at least try to see what's going on here. Erasers and Static are just collecting more materials. Now they're just going to play their game. So I think the objective will just be to try to take out as many as they can. Storm will start shrinking in about a minute and a half. Going to collect more materials on that boat. Doesn't seem like there's anyone nearby. Pretty quiet right now. Of course, you see that Trax is still technically in the game in place 44, so we're still kind of seeing what's going on from someone's perspective. It's probably whoever eliminated Trax. I'm actually surprised the game has not kicked them out yet. Meanwhile, Racers and Status are just kind of hanging tight. Not much they really need to do right now. 63 participants still remain in this lobby. Correction, make that 62. But actually, a couple have been rebooted, so a few. So now we got up to 64 participants. So they're just going to be walking along the beach. Trying to fire some shots. Don't get the elimination, but actually Racers does get the knock. So I think they are going to try to go for the kill here. And it does get the elimination, so that's another kill for Team Navy. Static jumped a little too high and actually took some fall damage, so now he's going to have to use that med kit to heal back up. So he's fine now, but it was just unfortunate to have to burn a med kit because he flew too close to the sun and got burned. Racer's using his time to adjust his FPS settings because it's a little bit rough, but he does see some people right in front of him hiding by that rock. Static is going to be coming in to help. We're getting some FPS issues. The Eraser's trying to deal some damage. Shield has been depleted, so maybe looking for a follow-up. Gets a knock. Actually, Static gets credit for the knock. And Eraser's going to be looking to finish him off. Actually, Static sees him by the tree. He gets a couple hits in and does get the elimination. So that's 3 kills for Team Navy. And they're going to hop into... Not really a dance, just... But they're going to get in the vehicle. I mean, interesting that they ran into the post like that. Please don't try that in real life, folks. Getting some FPS issues from Static, so hopefully everything's going to be fine. But Eraser's looking like it's okay now. Had to adjust his settings. Sax is going to try to do a drive-by. They're going to get stuck in a fight. They're going to be building to work their way up. Stax is going to fall down. Erasers is going to be trying to follow up. They're going to try to shoot above them. Eraser is going to be trying to heal himself back up. A little bit low on shield, about half of the shield. And going to bounce himself up in the air, looking for that high ground to get some picks. Erasers knows that there are still 2 people. And there's a car, so there's quite a few people around. And we're just definitely getting some FPS issues with Static. It seems to be okay. I might try something to see if that improves. It did not make a difference, unfortunately. But it seems to be stabilizing a little bit. And I think he does see someone underneath him. The Racers is going to be contesting that cash. Still quite a few people around. Looking gets a big shot onto the shield. Static is trying to shoot underneath him. They're trying to take out several of these walls and stairs. But there's quite a few duos over here. Racers get some big hits onto a player's shield. Static, meanwhile, is trying to flank on the side. And Erasers actually gets knocked. And he's eliminated. So it's just up to Static at this point. And he's going to have to hightail it out of there because he's by himself. But the car flips over. He's going to try car number 2. But he is going to get away, but... Yeah, Static was, Erasers was eliminated, not able to get the reboot card either, so I don't know if he's going to be able to get back into this. 49 participants still remain. Looks like the vehicle may be stuck. Yep, it is stuck. He's going to clear out this rock so he can get back into the vehicle, but he's got to be careful. There are shots nearby, and he's just out in the open. He's gonna try to get some more resources because doesn't have a whole lot, like 202 wood, 245 brick, and 270 steel. He may be looking for an opportunity to go back to get the Racer's reboot card. Okay, we're just getting some massive FPS loss. I do apologize. It's not on the stream. It's just the NDI connection. I can check to see if there's anything going on in the network that could be causing that issue, but the network looks pretty fine at this point. Now, Stack does see someone over by that gas station. I think it might be by himself. I don't think he's going to try to take him, though. But yeah, just kind of hang out over there. Still has about 115 seconds to, so less than 2 minutes to get Eraser's reboot card. But of course, with that one person over by that gas station, it's going to be very difficult to go grab it. It's going to be, he sees the person, and there are some shots fired as well. There's actually 2 of them running away. You see there's another person over there, so the 3 over there, but now he's going to rotate around. This may be the opportunity he's looking for to grab the reboot card. He's going to try to get through real quickly, get inside, and he does get the card. So now it's a matter of finding a reboot van. And there's a perfect one in a safe zone. As the storm moves in, he's got to be careful. He's taking more fall damage, and he does not have any way to replenish his health. He has some shield potions, but that's it. And shots are still being fired around him. But he's going to try to get to this reboot van. Hopefully there is no one over there contesting him. Looks pretty safe so far, but he's going to try to build around it. There's still shots around, so he's going to try to see, can he just like sneakily use the van? And that store's going to be moving in a minute. And this is actually bad for him, because now everyone's going to be converging onto this spot. And he knows there's people right above him. So if he starts trying to use that reboot van, they're going to collapse right on top of him. So all you can do is just hope that they kill each other. But I don't think that's going to happen. So I don't know what you do in this case. He's going to try to go in and maybe try to sneak in the reboot. He's going to use it. Let's see if anyone notices him. Now he's going to try to get to the bottom here. And can he touch the van from where he's at? Yeah, I think he's going to try to open the wall, and he's going to just try to reboot right there. But this is going to be so risky. And that top ceiling has been taken out. I think he got rid of it. And he got headshots while trying to set it up. So that is unfortunate. So he's going to finish 21st with the 3 kills. So let me get the score here updated for that. So I think that said it was 21st. So yeah, that was unfortunate. Tried to revive Erasers. So what we're going to do is we're going to take another break. We will get to our final game here, and we'll see, can Team White qualify for the championship? So don't go away. We'll be back in a few minutes. All right, and welcome back. We are starting up the fourth and final game of this series. The biggest question is, will Team White advance to the championship next week? We are going to find out. So let's get this underway. I need to clear that. Okay, there we go. All right, a lot is riding up on it, and I forgot to adjust the screen for Eraser, so we're gonna have to live with that. I apologize, but we can still see what's going on with Team Navy. I can't talk today. I've been doing a lot of talk today. I'm calling them Team Wavy and Team White. That's what we need to do. But all eyes are once again on Team White. They need to have a very good showing here to qualify for the championship. So they're gonna have to get a couple of points. It doesn't take much to qualify, to be fair, but they need to get some eliminations. They need to get in the top 17. You have to place at least 17 to get placement points. You already see Praxis trying to take down someone early on. Gets one hit in, maybe looking for a follow-up. But just not able to get the pick he's looking for just yet. And we see Static takes down the NPC to get some gold. Yeah, so we see Team White is using a different spawn point, knowing that the other place was contested. But now they're going to be sliding down here. Got to be careful not to fall too far and take fall damage. The Team Navy will be in the same spot as before on that boat. Meanwhile, Team White in a completely different section of the map. We're going to try to find as many chests as possible to get items. See, hey, there's a little NPC and get a couple items. They get a big chug and a med kit. And I don't know what the item's called, but it's definitely getting their shield up, so they will take that for sure. Not a whole lot to talk about at this point, and just there's no contention, which is exactly what Team White wants. They don't want anyone nearby. That way they can just collect and farm. We're already seeing D9 Dozer and Trax got much better items that they've had in some of the prior games. It's just a matter, though, that when they get into those fights, can they stay alive? Do not want to see any early deaths. We don't want to see any early eliminations unless they're the ones that are doing the eliminating. So we'll start closing in. Both teams are in perfectly good spots. So we can just continue to farm materials. We do see that Team Navy has left the boat a lot earlier than I expected. I don't know if there was any contention over there, but they are going to start moving in. Interesting choice. We're still getting some FPS issues with static, so not much we can do, but looks like there is some fighting that's going on for both teams, I think. I don't know if they spotted anyone, but they're going to have to try to be very careful. Yeah, Team White's definitely near a fight. Although Trax does get an elimination, so that is going to put them on the board. So they need those picks to try to stay in this game. They're going to try to collect some pizzas to be able to have that shield replenishment ready very soon. And they're actually going to forego the med kit. They are near that reboot van. They may try to hang out around there as much as possible. So that way, if one of them does go down, they can try to revive them pretty quickly. And we're going to see Team Navy going to be hopping in the vehicle and going for a little joyride. You know, Trax does notice someone up top of the mountain. Gets a great shot there, taking out one bit of the shield. Doesn't completely shatter it. But that may force them to that opponent to retreat. Or not, actually. D9 Dozer and Trax are going to continue fighting them. But Trax does take a big hit and gets a knock onto that person. Great headshot there by Trax. And D9 Dozer may be looking for an opportunity to get a follow-up. Because even if that player gets revived, it's going to be very low on health. So they're going to try to see if they can get the jump on the last player. You see a fight going on. Yeah, Dozer does take hit, and they are being flanked from the side, so they're going to have to be careful there. Trax is trying to heal back up. This is a critical round for Team White. Trax does get a hit onto their shield. Still looking up top. That player probably going to get revived. Trax taking a couple of shield hits, but D9 Dozer gets a knock and going to be looking for the kill. And just going to put a shield around him, and they will secure another kill. This is exactly what the Pioneers need. They need to get some points to try to qualify. And D9 Dozer gets another pick. I think he was out of ammo. And did he just whack him with the one thing? I don't know. But they got another kill. We're going to have to take a look at that again. But I think he had to smack him with the stick. But now Team White has 3 kills. So trying to get some points, trying to qualify for this championship. So already a great start for Team White. Meanwhile, Team Navy looks like they're going to be in a fight themselves. The Eraser's going to be flying over to the side, hugging the edge. Want to try to flank from behind. They see they're in the water. Stag's going to be coming in and just going to drive right into that water. Folks, do not try that in real life either. Do not drive vehicles into water like that. And the Racers is going to be looking for a pick, and he is going to get one. Although he's taking a lot of damage himself, and although he still has his shield, so both teams do have some kills. And it looks like about maybe 55 or so remaining in here. The text is a little small for me, but yeah, I believe that's a 55. Let's see if I can make the screen make it any bigger. Try to make it easier to see. But that does not, no, that doesn't help. I tried to do something on my end to make it easier to see the numbers, but it didn't quite work as I'd hoped. But anyway, we're going to see Statica is going to be using some of that gold to buy some shield potions so they can get healed back up. A little bit of FPS lag going from D9 Dozer, but seems to be good now. We're going to see Team White's in good spirits. They got a couple of kills. So if they can get some more, that might be enough to qualify. We probably won't know until the end of the... might not actually know until Monday before they announce who qualifies. And obviously, we know that Team Navy has already qualified. So they'll be playing next Saturday. It's just, can Team White qualify? I know they want to. It sounds like there is a car nearby. Yep, there's the car. Dinados is going to be trying to shoot it up, but not going to be able to get a whole lot out of it. But Trax takes a huge hit, already losing his entire shield. He does have shield potions though, but is still in the middle of a fight, trying to get out of the area. Meanwhile, I think Eraser's is like, hey, there's a fight going on. I want to join in. Oh, no, never mind. He's just going to clear out some rocks. They're nowhere near where the fight is, but Trax is going to use up his shield potions to get back to full shield. So it's a good thing they bought shield potions when they did. And they still have a couple slices of pizza too. Now they're going to use that shockwave to get out of there. Storm's going to start closing in. Meanwhile, Team Navy is moving towards the center. Trax takes a huge hit, loses his entire shield and most of his health. That was devastating. So they're going to have to hide in the brush, try to get some health back. But I'm not sure what they have. They have a couple slices of pizza. Trax does not really have anything left. And they do see the gunshots. Although it looks like Team Navy's nearby, so they may be coming to bail out. Although Trax does get knocked down, so it's just D9 Dozers left. He's going to have to shockwave away. And Eraser's going to be trying to take out the floor from whoever was trying to take down Trax. So Trax is still up, but he is bleeding out. D9 Dozers having to try to get out of the fight, so I think he's going to let him die and then come back to get the reboot card. Meanwhile, he's going to try to start on that cache. Trax does see opponent. He is going to get eliminated. So now D9 Dozer needs to stay alive. He's going to try to get back to the reboot card. Just slowly walking over. But he knows someone's nearby. Now he's going to try to work his way around. He knows it's still a very highly contested area. He's going to take a long way around to try to find the reboot card, because with 47 people left, that's not going to be a lot of... I don't think it's enough for placement points. Got to be in the top 17 to get placement. And Erasers, I think, and Static are under fire. And there's a car nearby, too. So 200 seconds remain. Plenty of time for D9 Dozer to get the reboot card. Now he's going to make a run for it. Just a matter of if there's anyone else over there. And fortunately, there's a reboot van right next to him. So actually, it used the... Okay, now I see what he did. He used the cache as a distraction to draw the attention over there and then go to grab the reboot card. So that's actually a great play from D9 Dozer, sacrificing the cache to be able to draw opponents away from where that reboot card is. So now he's got the reboot card. Now he just needs to find an opportunity to get a reboot. Storm's going to be closing in, but they're perfectly fine. So he's just looking for what would be a safe place for a reboot. And he may be looking to go into the storm. That's a little gutsy. I don't know about that call. That one might be a little safer. I think they're talking over about where to get the reboot. Because I can see the concern. I think he's going to try to go down here into the storm. He does have a med kit. Meanwhile, Team Navy's just kind of like doing their own thing over here. Yeah, they exist. We love you, Team Navy, but there's a lot going on over here, Team White. So I think D9 Dozer is going to head down over here. Maybe use the vehicle as well to drive towards the reboot van. And that's exactly what he's going to do. So he's going to go into the storm. And hopefully no one is in there with him. But he's actually going to drive farther out. Interesting call. And actually, with the vehicle, this makes it more sense. That the odds that someone's going to be there is slim, but he's still going to wall up the area, start the reboot. He still has the med kit. He should be able to get this reboot off. And he does get the reboot. So Drax will be back. Now they're in the storm, but they can use that vehicle to get out of there very quickly. Although they're going to take an opportunity to see if they can get a couple materials, get a gun for him. See if there's anything around to help out. There is a chest. Although Dan knows he needs to be careful. He is getting a little low in health. Can still use that med kit. Just trying to grab anything he can. But he's going to have to look at to pop in that med kit very soon. Oh, there is a surge over there. Get some shield back up. Unfortunately, not able to use it for Trax. Now D9 Dozer getting low on health, and even Trax is getting low on health too. So they're going to have to hightail it out of the storm soon. So they're going to grab the vehicle, take the shockwave grenade. Now, going to drive pretty quickly to get out of the storm. Yeah, it looks like Team Navy does spot someone in front of them, but they're not going to engage. They don't need to. Oh, and there's a big surge tank. They're going to finish it off. And they get to full health. That is exactly what they needed. Perfect timing. And Trax is going to use this opportunity to grab the chest over here. And just grab a few things. Actually, he will take that bandage. No, he will not take the bandage. No, he will. Okay. Take the bandage to get a little health back. Alright. So, Team White is in business. Now they just got to get out of the storm. They're going to fly over. But there's some trees in the way. But they are taking a lot of damage. And there's some more tanks. So they're going to use that to get some health back up. Found another med kit. I'm gonna swap that for the bandages. Yes. Saturday Racers may be in a fight. They do see some shots fired near them. They're gonna try to look for some safety. But D9 Dozer getting very low on health. And did he get... He actually got knocked down. So that was extremely close. But now they're going to be stuck in the storm. They're going to have to burn their healing items. He's going to have to use that med kit. And Trax does not have any health regeneration. He's going to have to use that shockwave to get out of there. And going to pass one to D9 Dozer so he can get out. But I think Trax is going to get knocked in the storm. Yeah, he's going to get knocked. So they're going to keep themselves alive. And I think Trax is telling D9 Dozer, just save yourself. There's just not much he can do at this point. So all that effort to revive him, and he's going to end up going down and no way to bring him back. So 31 participants, and yeah, I think they just said that's GG. And they are going to finish 19th. So they do get a couple kills, but they're not going to get any placement points. So we'll have to see if those kills will allow them to qualify, but it's going to be difficult. We won't know until... We might know later on today, but we might not know until tomorrow or Monday. But, I mean, they did everything they could to try to get Trax back in there, to stay alive. And what was just so unfortunate is the fact that D9 Dozer went down at that last second before they got out of the storm. if it weren't for that, I think they would have been okay. Now Team Navy's still up. Only one elimination during this entire time because they didn't really need to get kills. But I mean, I guess they could have to help with Team White's placement, but just not really a lot of opportunities for kills. But we may be seeing something over here. Okay, so they're just kind of hanging out. Erasers is looking at the fight. Sees somebody on the side. Going to try to open up a wall. There's still a lot of people around there. Back of the Racers trying to get over. Racers trying to go for him. Takes out a lot of damage on the shield. And looking trying to finish him off. But does not get the kill. So now Eraser's is stuck in a bit of a fight, losing some shield there, but will get the kill. A lot of fighting going on there. So far, Team Navy's at 2 kills. A lot of back and forth, but Pioneer's still up. Static looking for the opening. But he's going to get knocked down. He has been eliminated, so now it's all up to Erasers. 16 participants remain. Yes, I don't have the opportunity to get a reboot card. Opening there, does not get it. He's going to try to create an opening. Let's see if he does see that there's someone underneath. Actually sees 2 trying to take out some shields. Someone runs by him, but Shield's moving once again. Gets the, I think he got the kill, but hard to tell at that point, so I'm going to wait until we get back to static. No, he does not. Someone else got the knock and he finished him off, so he does not get credit for the kill. But there's still about 9 participants remaining in this lobby. This is game number 4. So can Erasers close this out for Team Navy? They already qualified, but this is just going to be icing on the cake if they can finish with a victory royale. Now there's 7 participants remaining. Looking for one. Takes out the, loses some shield though. He's gonna dash away. Get some shield back up. Gonna dash again. Try to maneuver around. But loses his shield. He's down to 1 HP. Gonna try to get the med kit back up. It has to forego it. Tries to heal back up. There's 3 people left. He actually does get a kill. 3 people. So he needs to take out 2 more. And he's not gonna do it. He finishes second. So the other player gets the victory royale. But that was so close. Alright, that is going to be it for us today. So we see a great performance by Team Navy. Team White were able to get some picks there on that last game, so that's at least 3 points. I don't know if it's going to be enough to qualify for the championship or not. I know in past times where it just took a couple points and you were going to qualify. Plus, I think they got a couple points here and there in some of the previous opens. I don't know how many points they had going into this. So we'll keep an eye on the final totals for NACE to see if both teams qualify, but we do know at the very least Team Navy will be playing next Saturday. Now, just a programming note, we most likely will not be able to stream the Fortnite Championship. That will be on the NACE Starleague channel because we will be having our League of Legends match around the same time, but we'll try to keep you updated as best as we can. So thank you all for watching. Also, just going to give a quick update. I don't know how Overwatch did, but we'll try to relay that to you. Our Rocket League team is playing right now in the Buy Blue Light Invitational. So we'll try to get all that information out as soon as we can. But for all the latest updates, what's going on in Marietta College Esports, please be sure to follow us here on Twitch, X, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Shout outs to all of our supporters. HyperX for being the official peripheral sponsor of Marietta College Esports. I want to also shout out Over the Moon Pizza, Buy Blue Light, Elgato, Incrediware, Kovacs, and MSI. Thank all of you for watching. Thank you for your follows. Thank you for your gifts. Thank you for your subscriptions. We truly appreciate it, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one.